The demographic dynamics of today points to a rapidly increasing population of older persons within a period of social and economic challenges with respect to delivery of health services, housing, transportation, social protection and other services which are generally expensive to obtain but which are needed by older persons to improve their standard of living. The National Aging Policy identifies an array of challenges that the government has to address to improve and promote the living standard of older persons in Ghana. They include upholding the fundamental human rights of older persons, ensuring active participation of older persons in society and development, reducing poverty among older persons, improving health, nutrition and well-being of older persons, and improving housing and living environment of older persons, among others.
We realize that we have about approximately 1.6 million elderly persons in Ghana above the age of 65. This is a significant proportion of our population. That is why government in 2010, under President Evans Atta Mills, adopted a national aging policy. And President Mahama is continuing this by the finalization of an aging bill, which has been validated and is currently receiving consideration by the Attorney General and will be submitted to Cabinet within the next 2 months for Cabinet approval. This government is doing this because we realize that we have a lot of our population in the informal sector, and when they become aged, we need as a government to support. And so we have set up a committee under the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. It's the first ever such committee, an advisory committee on issues relating to the elderly and aged.
We have been working on the aging policy for a long time. We are glad that it has now been approved and steps are being taken to implement it. One of the major steps that has been taken is the formation of the National Advisory Committee on Aging. That's the first time this thing has been done in Ghana, and we think it's a significant step forward towards getting the social protection for older people.
And they are also instrumental in helping us to implement the policy and advising government on how we can go about supporting and providing social services and other related services for the elderly.
The government of Ghana continues to implement the Urban Welfare Card program through the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. The intervention is in pursuance of the objectives and principles of Ghana's national aging policy to achieve an overall social, economic and cultural reintegration of older persons into mainstream society to enable them as far as practicable participate in national development process. In recent times, the ministry has registered over 20,000 elderly persons, out of which 7,500 elderly persons were recently registered onto the urban card in the Upper West, Upper East and Northern regions. It is hoped that with the passing of the National Aged Bill and the eventual establishment of the Aged Fund, funding from development partners and well-meaning stakeholders, a non-contributory pension fund could be established to give periodical allowance to qualified beneficiaries. The 50% rebate has the Ministry of Transport and Metro Mass Transport as key implementing partners.
We are very happy and proud to be part of such a scheme. We took it up as part of our corporate social responsibility, and then early this year we signed an MOU with Ministry of Gender to facilitate the transportation of our elderly around the country. After signing the MOU, we went ahead to provide training for our frontline officers across the country in all our 15 depots around the country. Moving forward, as part of this collaboration between us and the Ministry of Gender, we are ensuring that any new vehicle we are bringing in as part of our operational fleet will need to be user-friendly for the elderly and then the disabled members of our society.
Early this year, the Gender Ministry organized an end-of-year party for the elderly in Tamale, Bolgatanga and Wa in the 3 northern regions. As part of the party, the elderly were given donations and freely registered onto the National Health Insurance Scheme. Over 2,000 elderly persons benefited from the donations and registration. The launch of the social protection policy will also cement the efforts by the ministry to implement and coordinate social safety nets like the LEAP program, which give cash transfer to the vulnerable, including older persons in society, who form 36% of beneficiaries of LEAP.
In the last few years, the social protection system in Ghana has seen considerable improvements in efficiency and operational implementation, with flagship interventions such as the Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty or LEAP program. This on its own has increased the number of beneficiaries from 90,000 to over 140,000. This is an objective that the World Bank itself shares through our own twin goals to end extreme poverty by 2030 and to boost shared prosperity. We firmly believe that this is achievable. Congratulations once again to the government and the people of Ghana. We look forward to continuing our strong partnership. Thank you.
We have LEAP, Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty. The ministry has tried to expand it so that to cover more people than it was before, and to bring into it more older persons. It's not, LEAP is not for only older persons. It is also for the disadvantaged in various areas. My particular interest is about the witch camps, because there is a place where I work in the north for a long time, and it's a place where I know so well. So the assistance that is being given to the old ladies there, putting them on the NHIS and so on, I feel particularly grateful about that.
Under the special program for the aged by the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, 400 elderly men and women of Osu were feted by the ministry during the Homoa festivities in Accra.
We at the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection have a special program for the elderly in Ghana. We have set up a desk and an office for the elderly. So today we are feting about 400 elderly men and women of Osu because of Omowo. We are taking advantage. Ghana AIDS Commission is also doing health screening for them. There's one post at St. Barnabas Osu. There's another post also at the Osu Manchester Palace. We are also taking the opportunity to educate them about the urban elderly welfare card. We have given all of them packages for Omowo. We gave them corn, we gave them palm oil, we gave them meat, cow foods. We also gave them palm nuts for all the things for Omowo. Thank you. I feel
the President John Mahama is doing very well for all the aged in this country, because the aged, he has the heart, good heart for all the aged. So very soon we shall see changes in Ghana as far as the aged is concerned.
We want to make sure that in the twilight of the ages, in the twilight of your age, in the twilight of your life as a Ghanaian, because you have helped Ghana to develop, we as government also have to support you in the twilight of your life. And this is what the social democratic agenda of this government under President John Dramani Mahama is all about. So we have moved from Western region to Northern region to Wa, to Navrongo, to Bogatanga, to Keta, to Ho, and several Ketekrachi, Dambai, several communities across the length and breadth of Ghana. The message is simple, that we care for the elderly, we respect the elderly, is a Ghanaian value, is a constitutional obligation for the government to support and empower the elderly. We say that happy day, enjoy the day, we are here for you, and government will serve the elderly and show our respect and our appreciation for what you have done to build a Ghana that transforms lives.